What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's Jackson. I think the car is kind of just becoming a regular thing at this point. Power's here, and today is another wrestling video. And today, it's not going to be about WWE. As you guys can tell by the title, I watched AEW Dynamite last night, and I'm just going to straight up say it. That shit was special. It was a very good episode. First full episode I've watched in quite a long time. Because I did mention I watched last week, but I only watched the second half last week. This week I watched the whole episode, and I really enjoyed what I saw. Before I even get into the damn talking about the episode, I just want to say, no tribalism here. I like WWE and AEW. I like New Japan. I like TNA. I like wrestling. I enjoy wrestling. There's no tribalism here. If it's good, I will watch it. So, yeah, that's basically the message being sent here. If you don't like AEW, you don't have to watch this video. That's fine. But other than that, let's get into the episode. So first things first, one thing I noticed off the bat was that there is significantly less commercial breaks on the AEW shows than there are on the WWE shows, which is awesome. I really enjoy that because I'm so like acclimated to the WWE TV structure that like there's so many times during matches I'm like, all right, we're about to go to commercial break, and then they just didn't go to commercial break. I was like, this is freaking cool. This is pretty cool. So, I mean, obviously they do have commercial breaks, but it's not, like, crazy. And when they're having matches, they do picture-in-picture commercial breaks, so you could still watch the match while the commercial's playing, which I've always thought was cool. NXT does that, too, the WWE NXT, which I think is cool. I don't know why we can't bring that to the main roster. Like, it's a win-win. You still get your commercials in, but you can still have the fans. They can still watch wrestling. And maybe it's like that on SmackDown. I don't watch SmackDown really, but it's not like that on Raw. That's for sure. But yeah, there's significantly less commercials. And anyway, the show started off. MJF came out to the ring, and he was pissed because he lost the title last week, and basically demanded a rematch. And then Kevin Knight, the TNT champion, came out. And I don't know a lot about this Kevin Knight guy, but I think I've never seen him wrestle. His promos, they're not bad. Could definitely use some work, but I think he did pretty well against MJF, and I'm excited to see what he can do. Basically, they had a back and forth, and MJF agreed to a title shot at the TNT title, and they were about to do it right then and there. Then MJF got out of the ring and said, no, we're doing it next week. So that's official for next week, which that's going to be cool. And then the next match after that, they did a backstage thing with Chris Jericho and Ricochet, which I thought was pretty good. And then after that, it was Hikaru Shida versus Mina Shirakawa, which was a pretty good match. They told a nice story about Hikaru Shida trying to win, maybe getting a little desperate because she tried to use her kendo stick at one point, but it didn't happen. Miro Shirakawa got the kendo stick, then Chris Statlander, who was ringside, grabbed it out of her hand, and then Hikaru Shida won the match. Could definitely see a heel turn coming out of Hikaru Shida. Maybe that's the story they've been telling. I don't really know. Like I said, haven't been watching, but that's what I'm getting out of that. And then after that, if I get the order wrong at all, I'm going off the top of my head, so I apologize. But after that, it was a backstage segment. It was Cope, formerly known as Edge, saying that him and Christian Cage want another shot at the tag titles, which FTR have at Double or Nothing, and if they lose, that's the end of them as a tag team. They'll retire as a tag team. Emphasis on as a tag team, meaning if they lose, they'll probably still be single stars, but they won't be a tag team no more. But that match, if it happens, should be pretty sick. And then after that, it was Lio Rush versus Brody King. Lio Rush has this weird-ass character where he's mentally unstable, and he crawls around the ring and talks in a high-pitched voice. It's crazy shit. But it's something different, and I don't mind it. But it was a good match. Brody King got the win, and he said no matter who wins tonight, basically he wants a world title shot because the main event was Darby Allin versus Tommaso Ciampa for the world title. And then there was more backstage stuff with Chris Jericho. And then after that, I believe it was Will Ospreay versus Mark Davis. Once again, if I get the order wrong, I'm sorry. And that, Will Ospreay is good at what he does. The entire match, they were telling the story of Will Ospreay's neck because he's just came back from neck surgery, and every match they've kind of been targeting his neck. They've been really telling that story that he's not at 100%, and he sold it well too. Mark Davis hit like 3 pile drivers on Will Ospreay, and Mark Davis won because the referee stopped the match because the doctor told him to stop. And then something weird happened because Mark Davis was about to give Will Ospreay another pile driver, and then the Death Riders came out to like stop it, and then Mark Davis got out the ring, and then they grabbed Ospreay and just took him. Claudio Castagnoli put Will Ospreay on his shoulders, and then they just left. So I don't know where that's gonna go, but I'm incredibly interested in that. That's for sure. And then after that, I'm trying to remember what happened. I believe the next thing was Samoa Joe returning to the ring. Samoa Joe faced, I think it was some indie talent, I'm pretty sure. Someone I've never heard of. Chris Chin, I think they said his name was. Samoa Joe faced him. He beat him in about 5 minutes with the Muscle Buster. Good to see Samoa Joe back. Hook came out. They, like, hugged and shit. Basically, oh, welcome back type of thing because they're a part of the ops together. And then we got to the next thing, which was Darby Allin got to come out to the ring and basically cut a promo as the world champion, said that he wants to put his body on the line every week and defend the title. And that way, so, because he sees what the title does to people and he doesn't want it to change them. Then MJF came out and said, yo, I want my rematch. Or no, I want you to hand me my title. And Darby Allin said no. And then MJF said, I want my rematch right now. And Darby Allin said, no, you don't deserve a title shot. Everyone else back there does. And if you want a title shot, you're going to have to put up something. So that's got me thinking MJF is going to win that TNT title. And they're going to have a match for both the titles, which I could see that happening. Or maybe I'm just being stupid, but I wouldn't be surprised if something like that happens because Darby said you have to put something up for me to give you another shot. So I could definitely see them telling that story. And then the main event happened. It was Tommaso Ciampa versus Darby Allin. Great freaking match. Like, Tommaso Ciampa got busted open. Like, it was a bloodbath. They hit some crazy-ass moves. Tommaso Ciampa hit that freaking... I forget what it's called. I think the Psycho Driver or whatever the hell they called it. Where he like hooks him like this and then he jumps to the outside of the ring with his ass. And then like I thought Ciampa legit hurt himself off of that, but he didn't. And then they legit had me thinking Ciampa was gonna win that title for a second because he hit the running knee that he won the TNT title with. And he pinned Darby. Darby kicked out. Then he hit the fairy tale ending, and then he hit the knee again. And I'm just like, bro, there's no fucking way. And like Darby kicked out, and it was like, whew. And then eventually Darby Allin put Tommaso Ciampa in the Scorpion Deathlock, which he got from Sting. Sting gave it to him after he retired, and then after a long time in the hold, Ciampa tapped out. That was the end of that. And then, once the match was over, they showed respect to each other, and then Brody King actually came out and said, I just spoke to Tony Khan, so next week, with your permission, I want a shot at the world title. And Darby accepted. So next week's card is already looking pretty stacked. We got TNT title match between Kevin Knight and MJF, and then the world title match between Brody King and Darby Allin. Two very, very exciting matches for sure. Looking forward to it. And I thought the episode was phenomenal last night. Like, it felt special. Like, it's really brought that feeling that I've been missing with WWE back. Like, it makes me excited to watch next week. Like, when the show ended, I'm like, fuck, dude, I want to keep watching. Like, I can't wait for next week now. Like, it's been a long time since I've gotten that feeling with WWE. And, like I said, I enjoy WWE still. I will always enjoy WWE. I will always enjoy professional wrestling as a whole. But right now, AEW is cooking. And I'm all here for it. It's good to have different types of wrestling, because AEW is very different than WWE. They focus a lot more on wrestling. Like, it was a 2-hour show. I think a good hour and a half of that was spent just wrestling, which is perfect. That's how it should be. Because, like, yeah, I understand a lot of people want storylines and stuff like that, but it's really hard to watch a 3-hour episode of Monday Night Raw, or 2.5 hour, whatever it is, and only see like 45 minutes worth of wrestling on the whole show. Like, it's really hard to sit through that. NXT does a good job of making sure they get a lot of matches in on weekly TV, and AEW is doing the same thing, and it's just like a nice change of pace. And to all the people out there that say AEW doesn't do storytelling, what the fuck is wrong with you? Every single match had a story in it. Like Will Ospreay, his match, legit, the story of that match was his fucking neck, his neck injury that he just came back from. That's the whole story of the match. The story of the Darby Allin and Tommaso Ciampa match. Ciampa doing everything he can to try and win the title, and Darby Allin just keeps being resilient and fighting back. Like, that's clearly where they're going with this, and Darby Allin wanting to be a fighting champion. That's who he is. Like, that's like, it's like, if you can seriously look at me and say that AEW doesn't do storytelling, you just don't know wrestling. Like, I hate to break it to you. You just don't understand wrestling. So, yeah. I will definitely be checking out more AEW. I know Collision is on Saturday. I might have to check that out if I don't have anything going on. And yeah, I'm really all here for it. I'm gonna keep checking out AEW because it's really good right now. And I'm really excited to see how all of the stories keep going on forward, and just like getting to see cool wrestling, like different wrestling than WWE. Like, nothing's held back. It's cool to watch. So, yeah. But that's the video for today. If I had to give a ranking of the show, I'll go with like a 9 out of 10. There's always room for improvement, but I enjoyed what I saw. So, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, turn on the bell notifications so you don't miss a video, and follow me in the description box. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.